motherfucker. Stay tuned, stay tuned, stay tuned, stay tuned.
What's up, Crump?
What's goody, man? Hey, can you hear me, man? Because my phone be tripping sometimes.
I can hear you good. I had to turn my volume up. Say something again.
Yo, microphone check 1 2.
1 2. Yo, you straight, man. How you been, man?
I've been fantastic, man. Just, laying low, trying to stay out the way of this pandemic. How about you?
I've been great, man. I've been staying creative, trying to stay out the way of the pandemic, of course, trying to make an obstacle an opportunity and make the best out of a shitty situation. You know what I mean?
Right. Exactly. I feel that. That's the way
all you can do. Yeah. I haven't seen you in a long time. I think, when I first met you, just for the people in here, it was in Sweden. And for me, that was my first big moment, because I'm around you and Dub C. I think Paul Wall was there, Crazy Bone. We were in a crazy hotel. I'm just eating Swedish meatballs in this mansion ass hotel with Dub C. Oh, that was big to me. And it was so dope that you were genuinely interested in you were paying attention to the battle rap shit. You were a fan and stuff like that. You know what I mean? And that was a huge moment for me.
Man, me too. I really enjoyed that trip, dog. We had fun out there. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Chubbs, for bringing us out. Yeah, Sweden was dope, man. And you guys did your thing, man. It's just always, I pay attention to all rap, good rap. You know what I mean? I'm not really one of those kind of people who separate, even though I understand some people want to separate battle rappers from industry rappers and whatever. To me, it's just all lyricists. You feel me? Yeah. If you're a good lyricist or not, you know what I mean? And I don't really separate it. So when I'm watching that, I'm just looking at some great lyricists go at it. You know what I mean? And it's refreshing, to come out of the, hey, you need to score a hit on the pop charts type meetings and shit, and go see the raw shit where this shit all started at.
Hell yeah, man. And I'm sure you've had to battle too. I feel like every rapper has had to battle. I mean, at some point, I seen you talk about in an interview. You said when you lived in Pennsylvania for a bit, they would call you Cali. Hey, there's Cali, come rap or whatever. Funny story. I almost named my son Cali, but I actually named him Calvin. But in the end, you said you had to battle then. Two questions. First is, no, fuck it. I'll go right to the second one. Did you ever lose?
Yeah. But you know what? I kind of beat myself. You know what I mean? Because I was just unprepared, thinking I was, being super confident, coming off the dome the whole time. You know what I mean? And one of the dudes when I was young, he had a crazy written. You know what I mean? And it was dope. And it was like, I'm coming off the dome. Could compare with that fucking written. Fuck that shit. You know what I'm saying? I got you. And I went back to the drawing board. But it was a good lesson for me that even when you feel like you made it to a certain level of skill, you still got more to learn. You still got a long way to go. Don't get too cocky. Stay on your shit. Keep your sword sharp. You know what I mean? I learned a lesson that day for sure. I'll never forget that shit. Never.
That's dope, man. And you're totally right. And you learn way more from a loss than you do from a win. Like you said, you got to come back stronger now because that meant something to you. You know what I mean? So you got no choice. You know what I mean? Freestyles can be amazing. Some people are amazing, but against a written verse, unless the guy's just straight whack. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, there's some shit on the radio that me and you could probably freestyle right now. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, if somebody coming with writtens and they got the intent to destroy a cipher, you gotta be the best. You need to be like Juice from Chicago off the dome, or you better be, you know what I mean, something on that level. I'm not bad off the dome, but I gotta get warmed up. You know what I'm saying? Like I have to let a few instrumentals spin around, bullshit around, and then by the time the third one drop, okay, I'm ready. You know what I mean? And I'm coming off the head with all type of shit. But you don't get that opportunity in the middle of a cipher to warm up. It's do or die.
Yeah, hell yeah. I had some real freestyle artists in the last few days, man. Last night, who'd we have? Was it King Los? No, so I had King Los, Harry Mack, Jin. Lil Flip, Sharon, and these guys are all world-class freestylers. Man, were they blowing my mind. I'm like, this is such a talent. And I always said, freestyle, I said this every conversation I've been in, I said this. Freestylers are so dangerous because if you show up to a party with a rapper that you've been having a little back and forth with, you want to prove who's better. If he don't have a written on hand, he's a dead man. Because you'd be like, oh, I heard you're a better rapper than me. Prove it. And people around don't know the difference. They're like, oh, written freestyle. You can't explain that to them. It's right now. Prove you're a better rapper than me. That's why they're dangerous men. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. And you know, a freestyler, you know how we could go in and out of a freestyle and a written. You know what I mean? So we might give you 14 of a written and 4 bars to 8 bars of straight freestyle and talk about what you wearing, talk about the chick you with, talk about the car you driving, whatever, and make the whole crowd be like, God damn, that was all freestyle. They think the whole fucking 24 bars was freestyle. You know what I'm saying? So we got the tricks of the trade. You feel me?
Yeah. A lot of people don't know the difference either. They can't even differentiate. Like I have a friend who thought the Black Thought Funk Flex freestyle was all off the top. I'm like, really? So you must think like you like, and this guy is like a hip hop head. I'm like, you really think that? And he's like, yeah, I'm sure of it. I'm like, man, you must think he's an alien. Like you might as well. Well, he is an alien. He is, but like that's crazy. That you know what I mean? It's funny in battle rap too. Sorry.
I was saying he's definitely an alien, but yeah, I hear that too a lot because I stopped writing about. And I didn't do it to try to be on some braggadocious, hey, I don't write type of shit. It was just that I got tired of fucking writing. I've been writing since I was 8 years old. You know what I mean? So when I go into the lab, I just got tired of the routine of fucking writing. And plus, it was more time consuming. So I just started piecing my joints together in the booth. You know what I mean? Like I'll do 8 bars that sound nice to me. Let the beat run around a couple times, do another 8, you know what I mean? Okay, we got 16, sometimes you might get to a 4 and get stuck, and then a whole 12 come out, and then you got a 16, and you haven't touched pen and pad, and but the thing about it is, I really think that writing is a better process, you know what I'm saying? Because you can edit, you can take out, you can add, there's pros and cons to both, but yeah, I mean, I stopped writing a long time ago, and it's just a whole bunch of different ways, man, to do it. But I hear people saying that, hey man, did you freestyle that whole shit you did on the Wake Up Show? You know what I mean? And they don't understand that even if it never touched the pad, at some point, I recorded it and remembered it. You know what I'm saying? At some point, you know what I mean? So. Yeah, I feel you. If that man did that whole 10 minutes, goddamn.
You're one of the only people that I've talked to that shares that with me. I haven't written a rhyme in maybe, I don't know, years. Like even my battle, I don't write shit down. I memorize, and it started from recording music. I found that when I was recording, like when I'm reading off a piece of paper, I couldn't deliver it with the same energy and passion. Like, like if you know it off by heart, it's like you're saying it like right from the heart. But if you're reading it from a paper, that's to me, it was automatically a little bit like, you know what I mean? It's not as genuine, not as felt. So I practice that way. And I just got a really crazy memory. And yeah, I've been doing that forever too. I find it, unless there's a certain cadence or like a melody or something, I might record that in my phone because, 6 months later, you might not be able to read that melody or cadence. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, for sure that. Jason Mark, what's up? I see you. He said something that's very true. If somebody is a writer, if you're a writer and you rap yourself, you could tell when somebody's spitting a written or if it's freestyle. If you rap yourself, you know what I mean? You can tell. You know what I mean? But you said something that Rakim said, you know what I mean? When I interviewed Rakim on the last episode of Crook's Corner, he said that if he could go back and do anything different on some of his albums, it would be to memorize the raps first before he goes in and records them. Because he felt just like what you just said and what all writers feel, if it's in the tank, you're going to deliver it way more naturally forceful. You know when to back off, you know when to add. It's just comes a lot more easier if you know it. You know, it's muscle. So yeah, that's real, dog. Like memorizing your shit and then going in sounds 10 times better as reading it off a piece of paper. You know what I
Way
mean?
better. Yeah, I'm glad somebody feels me on that, because yeah, it was just something that was missing. I was like, I'm not totally focused on what I'm doing right now. I'm too focused on reading. Like yeah, I don't know. I definitely couldn't go into, and I'm not judging, but or anyone, but like, you know, if I went into like a freestyle session, I don't even think I could read it off of my phone. Like I would have to memorize it because I wouldn't be able to get into it as much. You know what I mean? Maybe some people are just so cool they can they can just do both.
You know, I mean, I could read it off the paper because, you know, I'm like a speed reader. You know what I'm saying? Right. So I could, you know, if I recorded Rap God by Eminem, I could read that shit in the booth and deliver that shit. You know what I'm saying? And it would only be me knowing that it could have been better if I memorized it. It would only be me. You know what I'm saying? Like people that heard it would be like, yo, that shit is dope. I would know it could have been better. You know what I'm saying? And that's, of course, that's for all of us, man. You know, especially the ones cut from our cloth of, you know, real MC shit and wanting to be better. You know what I mean? We always be our own worst critics. You know, we gotta be, man.
We gotta be, man. We gotta be. The moment where we're just like, yeah, you know, this can't get any better. It's just like that's you can tell it when you meet people too. You meet a battle rapper like I'm the no one could ever touch me. I'm the great. No, I'm the whatever. I'm like, bro, like we all have so much growth, and that's why you're just gonna get smoked by some hungry dude, because the hungrier you are, it's not. You know, it's, especially in battle rap, it's about who's the most prepared. You know what I mean? That day.
Yeah.
And you know.
Yeah. Yeah. And it goes the same. It's the same in all rap, dog. You know, you get invited to go do a feature with somebody who's a monster. If you're not prepared, you might get washed. You know what I mean? It just is what it is. You know what I mean? But if you prepared, you might take a few heads off. You know what I'm saying? Like, and you mentioned the word hungry. That's what it all goes back to, that hunger. You know what I mean? Like Black Thought, you could tell he's still hungry. You feel me? Even though he's accomplished so many amazing things, he still has that hunger as an artist, that passion. You know, if you keep that and you hold on to that, you'll always be dope. You won't ever not be dope. You know what I mean? But if you lose that passion, you lose that hunger, like some of my freshman class have, then, you know, they fall off and they missing a step with the flow, or they haven't figured out new rhyme cadences and patterns, and they're still using they're still using punchlines with old references from a decade or two ago. You know what I'm saying? And it's not in a fly way, because you can use some shit and be purposely retro, you know, with what you're saying, and everybody gets that. It was retro. I was saying some old fly shit because that shit was fly the way I put it. But it's the other way to do it when the shit is just some old stale. Why the fuck are you bringing that kind of a simile to the table in 2020? You know what I mean? So it's it's the passion and the hunger that keeps you on top of your game. Period.
I was talking to my friend today, Quake, and shout out Quake Matthews, and I said to him, I said, realistically, who in rap, in hip hop, could lock horns with Crooked I? You lock them in a room and they get a rap until the last man stands. Who could do that? And he said maybe Black Thought. And we don't have to have that conversation because I know how you are. You're a respectful guy. You're going to say Black Thought. And we just went back and forth on it, but this was my argument, right? Crooked I, you did fucking Hip Hop Weekly twice. I seen you say you did a fucking EP in 5 hours. How are you running out of verses? I feel like you have 10,000 verses. Like by the end of it, someone's gonna have to just drag you out. Like, all right. Like, you know, no one. No one. Man, I used to watch the Hip Hop Weeklies or listen to them, and I was just so blown away, and it was so perfect for my style because, you know, I've told you before, I like pretty much only listen to West Coast music growing up, and so you had the perfect style. You had the West Coast shit, but you were lyrical. You were spitting some shit too. So I was like, this couldn't be more better. And I'm like, this guy's never running out. And I told myself, oh no, next week it's gonna be watered down. It gotta be. And then you're like, I remember it clearly. I'm like, my mind is blown. You're like, I forget what you're saying. Something. Check his posture, his speech hella proper. I smell the cop of my dudes through telescopic optical views. I spot you and pop your balloon. I'm like, fuck, man. What's wrong with this guy? This guy is, man.
Take that. And you know what? I don't know if you guys know this, man, but we got so much respect for what you guys do that when you show us respect, we feel that shit, because it's like we're talking to our, you know, we're looking at our reflections. You know what I mean? And it's like, it's real dope, man, that that people fuck with it on that level. Yeah, dog. It's not hard for me. And you know, but I put in the hours for it to be like that. You know what I'm saying? I sacrificed a lot of shit to get my pen right. You know what I mean? A lot of hanging out, a lot of shit that I could have been doing. I sacrificed that shit, you know, and that's the reason why the Slaughterhouse shit affected me probably more than it affected anybody else, you know, mentally. Because to me, that was a walk in the park. You know what I mean? Like, you got 4 dudes splitting up the workload. I'm in here writing 116 per song. That shit was so fucking easy. I couldn't fathom how you don't put the fucking albums out and you don't go in there and knock out more albums. Like, it just, I couldn't understand it. So I think that's probably why I was the most frustrated out of everybody, because to me, it was like, dude, we could go in there for 2 fucking weeks out of our fucking year, create some magic, and then go back to doing what the fuck we was doing. You know what I'm saying? But it comes from me wanting to pour out all the fucking lyrics and bars and metaphors and stories and everything that I have in me, because I always say, when I'm in the coffin, I want it all out of me. I don't want to take none of this talent, none of these rhymes to the grave with me. I want them all out. So that's what I'm on.
That's real, man. That's unlimited ammo, man. And you know, we are all obviously really, really upset, like, and just about the Slaughterhouse thing. But you know, luckily you guys carried on, and you guys are all doing really well in different ways, man. So shouts to Joe, shouts to Royce, came on my live the other night, which is so huge to me to have you guys on my shit. Shouts to Joel Ortiz, man. Like, you know what I mean, hopefully someday something picks back up, and if not, then, man, maybe you could form another one, man. Maybe you, Royce, King Los, someone else, some couple. Ooh!
Slaughterhouse University, let's go. We just keep reborn, reinventing, you know what I'm saying, and keep it going. Yeah. I think so. Now, shout out to all them guys, you know what I'm saying? And I got a chance to some of the Royce, you know what I mean, interview. You was talking to Royce. I could tell he was in his creative mode because he was pacing the floor in the studio. He about to kill some shit, you know what I'm saying?
I know it. I knew it. I watch it. I love it.
Yeah, man. You know, Royce, he's just on a whole nother level, dog, in the lab. I'm watching him hit his target like every time since probably fucking from Prime 1 to now. He's been destroying shit. You know what I'm saying? He's been like boop, 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 like really hitting his target creatively, man. And it's fun to watch. It's fun to watch him do that, dog. And you know, I go to Detroit a lot. You know, I'm in Detroit a lot because I got a lot of people down there. I do a lot of other business down there. So I always pop in on Royce, pop in on Marshall, you know what I mean? And, man, to see them two mad geniuses and mad scientists do their thing, man, I always come home with some more energy. Like, all right, cool, you know. It's like I go down there and get my battery charged up. You know, them dudes.
I imagine being around them guys. Holy, bro. Yo, I respectfully didn't ask Royce one question about Eminem because, first of all, I'm just honored to have you guys. I respect you guys too much and appreciate you guys too much to give you the cliche, like, ask about all this type of shit. So I wanted to chop it up like homies as if there's no audience. You know what I mean?
Right.
I was going to ask you something, not about Eminem personally, because I wouldn't do that. It's just respect. I was going to say, though, when you first talked to him or met him, he must have already been a fan. Because it's crooked eye. You were one of the only people spitting that technical shit and going off like he must have been already a huge fan of you.
Yeah, that was pretty dope. And I like to tell the young and up and coming artists that you never know who's listening. You never know who's listening, because not everybody's gonna go to Twitter or go to Instagram and say, yo, check this kid out, or yo, I heard this kid over here and he sounds incredible, because people just don't really share their platforms like that. You know what I mean? Especially, you know, some of the bigger ups, because they don't even fucking tweet and get on Instagram much, period. But you know, when I first met him, you know, he was a fan, you know what I mean? And it meant a lot, because it was like, yo, I like when another Jedi, you know what I mean, sits down and says, hey man, this is why I like you, and breaks down the reasons, you feel me? And it's like, okay, this dude is listening, you feel me? So, yeah, that was cool, man. And you know, I let him know, definitely, man, been a fan, you know. A lot of people like to talk shit about him. I think it's starting to change a little bit, and it's going back to he's getting more respect again from inside the community. I think, and you know, they always talk shit about him outside of the community. All his lyrical content, he's talking about, you know, gory shit and all this other shit. And he's a misogynist and all this shit. So they always, you know what I mean, outside. But a couple years back, it started to become a trend inside the industry to be like, yo, to say disrespectful shit about him. And let me just say straight up, dog, Eminem is one of the greatest fucking, it don't got nothing to do with me being affiliated, me knowing him being my friend. I knew this before I ever fucking met the dude. He's one of the greatest fucking lyricists in the fucking world. And that's just what it is. Everybody has to fucking deal with that. You know what I mean? It's just not going to change. You know what I'm saying? They could talk about, oh, he's rapping about rapping. They could talk about, you know, oh, he doesn't have any content. First of all, the man been sober for fucking 10 years or better. So all he's been doing is putting out fucking content about sobriety, his struggles with drugs and all that kind of shit. Man, it's crazy, the shit that I hear, man. But yeah, the man is that dude lyrically, you know what I'm saying? And that's the homie. So, you know, everybody need to back up off Marshall.
Yeah, it's weird. It's weird.
Rant real quick.
Nah, it's cool. And like I said, I appreciate that, because I wouldn't ever be the type to be like, tell me about M and this blah, blah, blah. That's the next man. But yo, something that you said hit me. You said, you know, when someone of elite status, they start telling you stuff about yourself. The Source and Illmaculate did a video one time, or they were watching my battle and they're critiquing me and saying all this stuff, and I swear to God, it's my favorite video to watch in the world. It's like when someone at that level starts like you said, like breaking down everything, little pieces about yourself, it's the most like rewarding thing in the world, man.
Yeah, man. I mean, at the end of the day, we want to be recognized for what we do. You know what I'm saying? Especially if we not just gonna go drink some shit, go in the fucking booth and say the first thing that come to our fucking mind. If we gonna really sit down, have respect for the art form, the craft, you know what I mean? Study the greats, all the things that I know that you do. I can listen and I already know what you do. You feel me? I don't have to fucking even ask you. You see? Because I could just listen to you and say, okay, this motherfucker right here is not playing. His pen is heavy. He studied this shit. You know what I mean? So if we're going to take all that time out of our motherfucking lives and dedicate that large of a portion of our lives to fucking making sure our bars is on point, hell yeah, we want to get some fucking recognition. You know what I'm saying? Because we deserve it. Straight up. Fuck out, Pat.
Straight the fuck up, man. Straight the fuck up. We work too hard for this shit. You know what I mean? Take it too serious. You know, we do. Bro, it's so crazy to have you on. Like, I used to watch you, and I still do, but like, I would just watch, man, I would be sitting there watching you just on Sway, just be like, just going off it, and there's no stopping. It's like boom, 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 like this. It was a fucking machine. Don't tangle, I choke, strangle, break both ankles, dang you from a rope close, hang you from a coat angle. I'm like, Jesus Christ, and you're not stopping. And I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, man, this guy takes it fucking serious. Like, I wasn't doing much. I was just making music locally. But if I was like coming up, and you were there, I would be like, man, someone needs to get rid of this guy. Like, I don't know what am I supposed to do with this guy around? You know what I mean?
Yeah, there was like that.
Have you ever felt that way about another rapper? Like, not like get rid of him, but have you ever like maybe like before you were close with Royce or someone else that they were so good and you were like, fuck, like man, this guy.
The whole fucking Slaughterhouse.
I bet.
You know what I'm saying? Like even before we formed the group, I was doing my 1-2. I'm good. I'm on the fucking internet. I did Hip Hop Weekly. People know who the fuck I am. I'm on the cover of Double XL. I'm having fun with my career. Like, yo, I'm putting these lyrics together, right? I hear this Bar Exam 2. My little brother from the Horseshoe Gang, he was like, yo, you gotta listen to Bar Exam 2. I'm like, all right, I pop it in the motherfucking shit. I'm like, yo, this motherfucker is not playing. And then Joe drops this fucking 12-minute fucking song, and I'm like, wait a minute. And then motherfucking Joel drops some freestyle shit on the site SOHH. And I'm like, yo, these motherfuckers right now, I see what's up. And I bullshit you not. Those particular 3 rappers were in my scope. I was like, okay, I see what y'all are doing. And then we ended up in a group together. The shit is crazy. But they gave me that feeling. They gave me that feeling, Pat. Like, yo, I was really on some, these motherfuckers are coming off. I got to make sure I got to step up real quick. You know what I mean? And yeah, we ended up in a group, and then it became even more so, you know, when they turn the beat on, it's like, damn. But you know what? Sometimes we just wrote songs, man. I want a lot of the Slaughterhouse fans. If there's any Slaughterhouse fans out there right now, which should be, because, you know, I know Pat got the bars and people follow Pat. I want y'all to know, man, that, you know, we wasn't trying to out-rap each other on every song. We weren't. That's a myth. You know what I mean? We were trying to construct songs, you know, to keep the structure correct. You know what I mean? So if one guy is doing this cadence, one guy could probably top that. But now, let's lean back on this part, and then, hey, Joel, you pick it back up over here. You know what I mean? Like, every song wasn't, we was trying to out-rap each other, dog. I just had to address that real quick, because people always think that, like, yo, for real? Nah, man, we were writing songs.
Oh, and man, like, they were so crazy. Like, you guys all had your own shit. Like, man, Move On, like how Joel comes in and it's like the descriptive shit. Like, you didn't even need to do the video of the, like, all my homies on the wall, I'm in the hall with a cup. Like, you didn't even need a video for that. I got it. It was so good. And then you know how Joe does. Like, you guys are all had your different. Joe to Acid will pump it up, and I'ma think you sheep. Oh, you must not know I'm deep. Like yeah. Then both you and Royce just come in, and it couldn't have been better. It just couldn't have been better. I know you've heard this a million times. I hate talking about cliche shit, but God, man, that was what a magical time, man.
Yeah, man, it was beautiful, man. I mean, I listened to some of the shit recently on the house. I was like, damn, that shit was special. You know what I mean? But like I said, dog, I just love to see what everybody's doing right now. You know what I mean? I feel like if it ever did come back, it would be even greater, especially where everybody is right now. And the fact that we could go to Detroit and go to Heaven Studio, and we already know that Royce is in there destroying targets. You feel me? I think that's a vibe that's I just think that period is something that intrigues me about doing something else with Slaughterhouse. The fact that I know what Royce has been doing, and the fact that I know that there's like a headquarters, you know what I mean? And we could go in there. I wonder what it would sound like now. Like, a lot of people want Glass House. I'm like, shit. All right, cool. Y'all leak Glass House for all we give a fuck. Let's make some new shit. Where we are at right now in our lives, you know what I mean? And let's see, what does that sound like? But I mean, you know, that is what it is. But I do like to sit back and spectate and just watch what everybody's doing, man. Joel, I went to go hang out with him for like a whole week in New York, you know what I mean? Before this craziness hit, just in the studio, chilling with him, watching him do his thing. He's in there writing for people. He's doing his own shit, you know, and it just felt good, man, to be around one of the old Slaughter brothers, man, for a week hanging out, you know, in New York. When this shit is over, I plan on doing that with each member, you know what I mean? And just fucking around.
That's real shit, man, because, you know, I'm sure that we're alike in many ways, and sometimes you don't even realize it, and sometimes you might just sit back and it might hit you like, holy, it's just like you said the other day, you were listening to your shit, like, it hits you like, wow, what we did, you know what I mean? Even to me, like, on a smaller level, me having you on tonight, Royce on, Method Man, Shaq, Action Bronson, Lil Flip, all these guys, like, Big Daddy Kane said I'm one of his favorites the other day. Like, to me, this will be like, looking back, you know, if I was in Slaughterhouse, like, it's big to me. I know I'm gonna look back in a couple of years and be like, that really happened, man. I really talked to these guys. And guess what? Every single one.
We all respect what you do. You know what I'm saying? We respect what you do, dog. And the respect still goes a long way in this game. We're not gonna allow these suckers to make us feel like respect is old fashioned or it's something that's outdoors. Not. Respect goes a long way. If somebody who I respect what the fuck they do, because it, you know, you gotta earn my respect as an MC. I'm sorry, I don't just give it out for free. You know what I'm saying? I watch the Big Daddies do, like you said, the Rocks, the Cool G's. You know what I'm saying? The Carrots ones, the DOCs. You know, everybody, all the way up to the M, the J's, the Pox, the Bigs. You know, the Big Puns, the Big L, rest in peace. All of them, studied them, watched them. You know, you gotta earn my respect. And, you know, respect goes a long way. You feel me? Like, you hit me up, I'm here. It ain't even no question. This is what you do when somebody who is a high caliber MC hits you to do any fucking thing in this game, you show up. That's just it, man. It's period.
It means the world, man. It means the world. I want to thank you again. I know I already did. But it does mean the world, man. And like the fact you guys watch battle rap, and yo, I seen you say one thing on the Adam 22 show, and I don't know why I never thought of this. You said a rapper could watch a battle rap if they just need like one stinger, one punchline. They just have to watch a rap battle and they can just like kind of dumb it down a bit. I never thought of that. If I was like an industry rapper and I was like, man, I need to write a punchline verse, all you'd have to do is watch one battle. You could get 50 punchlines. And dumb them down. We have to have 50. We have to have 50. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you can be like, oh, I'll take that, dumb that down 75%, and my song.
And the cold part is, we know it's happening. You know what I'm saying? Like, we know it's happening, and it's like, you know, what do you do? Like, it's and it don't just happen to battle rappers. It happens to underground MCs, dog. I've seen dudes say, yo, I heard this crazy guy today. He bust a rap for me at the gas station. I use some of them lines for real. Like, I've seen mainstream artists take pride in biting shit. So
Wow.
It happens. Now, I remember I was with M one day, and me and M was like, yo, he was like, did you see some battle? I forget which battle it was. And I was like, nah, dog, I've been writing, so I don't want to watch no battles because I don't want to hear no shit that's gonna be close to the shit that I'm writing. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, and he was like, yo, Crook, me too, dog. I be looking at battle raps, I'll be like, fuck, I just said that shit. Now I gotta take that shit out of my shit. So, you know, you gotta, y'all got all the punchlines and all that shit, you know what I mean, over there. It's a buffet of that shit over there, you know what I mean? And that's why it trips when people be like, yo, who's the punchline king rapper? And they start naming these fucking rappers, but they don't name battle rappers. That shit is crazy to me. You'd be like, yo, Fab, no, Lloyd Banks. And I'm like, dude, have y'all watched any battle rap? You know what I'm saying? Not taking nothing away from Fab and Lloyd Banks. They great fucking rappers and, you know, they do what they do. But I'm just like, yo, let's keep it all the way a buck. If we're going to say them, even if you're going to put me into the conversation, put the fucking battle rappers in the conversation. You know what I mean? Or don't have the conversation. How about that?
Man, it's true. Like, if you were to watch if someone were to sit back and watch like a Rum Nitty for 5 hours, or one of them guys, or Geechee Gotti, you know what I mean? Like, these guys are insane punch back to back for 3 5-minute rounds. So you got, bro, you got an insane punch, you got like 50 around. It's insane. It's really insane. I'm the same as you. I don't watch battles before my battles because I'm like, nope. Especially if it's a battle against my opponent. I'm like, no, because I don't want to hear that you said that because I'm like, God damn, you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly, dog. Like, because we could only say so much. You feel me?
Yes.
Like, we all working with the same amount of fucking language. Some might be bilingual, trilingual, but we all working with the same amount of everything. So, you know, you only can say so much. I mean, even when I look at battle raps, I see variations of things that I said. You know what I'm saying before? And I don't believe that they took it from me. I just believe that when you're searching for fucking punches and metaphors and shit, these are the fucking things that come to your mind. It's just that simple. You know what I mean? And it's fun to talk about how many ways your gun go off. You feel me? Like, that's fun. So, okay, we gonna come with 50 of those motherfucking lines. Then we gonna come with, you know what I'm saying, 50 lines about, you know, how you took somebody's bitch. And then you'll go, you know what I mean? Like, these are things that are fucking fun to do. Like, the toxic shit is real fun in real life. You know what I mean? Even and you know, we understand what it is in real life, but when you fucking rapping, dog, that shit is what you do. And it's like, I don't like to watch a lot of it, man, because I will hear shit like, damn, I just said that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, fuck. But great minds think alike, and we all reaching for that greatness. You know, that's all it is. Just reaching for greatness, dog. That's it.
Yo, I do this on every person I bring on. I chuck out random names, say who you think in a battle. I'm just gonna chuck out random ones, man. And don't be. I know when, you know, some people are like, I can't say that. Let's say this: Corrupt versus DMX.
Corrupt,
100%. That's what I say. Corrupt.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people might like DMX's music more, so they'll think, you know, that means he can beat Corrupt in a battle, or they might have saw the DMX and Jay-Z footage where DMX was doing his thing. DMX is dope. He makes great music. He's a legend. You know what I'm saying? Corrupt is cut from that cloth. He's cut from that battleground cloth. He's cut from that Rakim. He's cut from that Cool G. You know what I'm saying? So you give me a prime Corrupt and a prime DMX, I gotta go with Corrupt on that. You know what I'm saying? And it ain't West Coast, East Coast. You know, he's half and half, Philly and Cali. So you know what I mean? And you know, that's my guy. But I just heard him say crazier shit. You know what I'm saying? I heard him say crazier shit. You know what I mean?
That's Corrupt. He's one of the best ever to me. One of the best. I listen to him. I listen to Corrupt every single day. Yo, shout out Mercules in the comments, man. One of the biggest Canadian rappers ever, man. He's killing it. But yo, Corrupt is my fucking yeah, Mercules, man. Fucking savage.
Man. Corrupt is crazy, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, all that. Have you ever heard of a Slaughterhouse to start dipping? Sipping on that ST gets me to tripping. I don't slips or bang. Like, he just go in. Like that.
With that dog pound, the DPG thing, Corrupt from that SC. Woo!
Test me, let's see if you'll survive 45 times. Like a hollow point headed for your dome. Take a couple steps, turn around and on. Couldn't withstand the murderous mental. I subdue and then take two to your temple. When I cause Holocaust from what's written. What?
What? Man, that person's fire. And then Daz comes in, bro. I don't think Daz gets enough love. This is what I say about Daz, man. Daz has one of the craziest flows of all time. I would hear it, I'd be like, how is he hitting the beat like that? It's just gliding on top of a beat. It's like, man, you can't teach that. You can't be taught that. You can't be given that. You can be ghost written a verse and be like, oh, you can say I'm the most lyrical. You ever ghost? You can't be taught that what Daz does. He's so rhythmically inclined, like when he just like
because he write. I mean, I think it's because he makes music, so he kind of understands shit like that. But I mean, he don't even get enough credit for his beat making. I mean, that dude did a lot of shit. I mean, you know, it is what it is. But that's one of the greatest duos. You know, that Dog Food album. Anybody who, you know, thinks that we bugging right now, go listen to Dog Food. Go listen to the Murder Was the Case soundtrack. Go listen to the Above the Rim soundtrack. You know what I mean? Go listen to This Is Dog Pound for Life. Go listen to all that shit. you're gonna hear those bars. You know what I mean? You're gonna hear those bars. But like they say, you know, it's tough sometimes for people who are multi-syllable rappers to really go to that next level. Like a Corrupt, it's probably harder for a Corrupt to go to a mainstream level as quickly as DMX could. You know what I mean? Because DMX, there's other dynamic things about DMX that have nothing to do with the bars. You feel me? And he'll give you a 2-syllable rhyme flow through the whole 16, and it's easier to digest for the mass, for mass consumption. Let's just talk about what it is. Mass, when you go to the mainstream, to the casual fans, they don't want to digest no fucking steak. You know what I mean? They want some ice cream, bro. They want some shit that's going to go down very easy and smooth. When they hear it the first time, they know what the fuck you're talking about. They could sing along with it. But we got in this game because we wanted to perfect this art, and we wanted to do something that the person in the crowd cannot do. You feel me?
Right.
Wow, David gets on fucking stage and plays that motherfucking when he plays that horn, he's doing something that the people in the audience cannot do. And that's the reason they paid to come see it, because he's doing something they can't do. When we get on stage, we're supposed to be doing some shit that everybody in the building cannot do. That's why they're paying to watch us do something they can't. But these simple ass fucking rappers are doing what everybody can do. And that works out well for the charts and your bank account. It just do. You know what I'm saying? You come out with a fucking simple ass rap, everybody can say that shit. That shit's gonna blow. People feel cool when they're singing along with this shit. You know what I mean? There's only certain amounts of motherfuckers that were able to cross that threshold. M, J, you know what I mean? Certain motherfuckers that were able to keep multi-syllable shit and still top the charts. You know what I mean? But for the rest, it's not an easy bout, and we know that. It ain't like we can't make no simple ass shit. I don't give a fuck. I make the kind of music I want to make. I chill how I chill. I live how I live, and I'm cool with that. You know what I mean? But yeah, it's I could see why a DMX would go further than a Corrupt, but really, Corrupt deserves to be right there where DMX is, chart wise, artist wise, everything, because he's making great shit.
Foxy Brown versus Rage. Rage.
That's another easy one.
Rage. Listen, Rage will out-rap most anyone. Like most, you put her. That's how I feel. I felt like she was at times the most lyrical on the Dog Pound. She was killing it. Any song that she went on, she was bodying shit. My opinion.
Hey, dog. I mean, like you said, we just talking theoretical matchups, and we're talking, verse for verse or going at each other. I would have to say Rage for sure. You know what I'm saying? Now, if we go over there to Swiss Beats and Timberland, and we go to fucking, they're live and do verses, and, they each play a song, Foxy Brown won. You know what I'm saying? If they go 20 songs apiece, Foxy will probably come out with that win. But if they go bar for bar, Rage is coming out. She's going to blow her out the water. And she pushed her own pen. No ghostwriters.
Yo, whatever happened to a female? Because like I said, I'm deep in West Coast hip hop, like deep. Like right before I was playing you, I'm playing Rap and Run, Ant Diddley, Doug, South Central Cartel. Like I listen to them guys. I'm real deep in West Coast hip hop. But there's a woman named it was Boss. I don't know if it was an acronym, but she used to rap with South Central Cartel and Murder
Boss.
Squad. Murder Squad, yeah, Boss.
She was hard as fuck. You know what? I think she was actually from Detroit, but she came to Cali and started recording. She was with Spice One on that shit. That shit was crazy. That Murder 187 he wrote, man, that album, Boss was crazy though. Boss had bars.
Bars, bro.
She had bars. It was a lot of them like that. You know what I'm saying? They had bars and just kind of went their own way, did their own thing. But she had bars. Boss was hard. I see you know your shit, dog, about that shit.
Oh, yeah, no, yeah. I know them. I know it, man. That's my favorite group of all time, South Central Cartel. People don't believe that. And I told you in person, first time I met you, Trey D was my favorite rapper growing up, you know, other than Tupac behind me. You know, Tupac is up here that no one can reach to me. No one can leak that to me. So Tupac is just there, but Trey D was my favorite rapper, and I still think he was cold.
That's the homie. Shout out Trey D. That's dope. Yeah, Trey D got them bars though.
Yeah, he does. Yes, he does.
He's a gangster rapper with bars, you know. He's straight gangster, and he coming directly at you. You know what I'm saying, with the bars. I fuck with D. You know, Long Beach, stand up.
Yo, what's his like? When in Long Beach, is he like? He must be a legend in Long Beach, man. He must be. Trey D. He must be.
That's the homie. You know what I'm saying? We call each other the Twin Towers when it come to the lyric division in Long Beach. When it comes to the bars division, we the Twin Towers. You know what I'm saying? But he definitely, man. 21st Street, Worst Street, where it all started. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, that's 21 Jump Street. I know every verse. I know it all.
Jump Street, man.
And that was his first song he did. That was the first song he did with Snoop, which brought him to the Dog Pound. Am I correct?
Yep, that was the first one. As soon as he got out, he was fresh out. You know what I'm saying? He jumped on 21 Jump Street. I was regulating when Craigers were the Daytons. I was like, damn, that's hard. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man.
I know so much Trey D back to back. Like, yo, the Generals list is all fire. Everything on the East Side. Like, when I first heard Trey D, I was high as fuck in some apartment. I was sitting back. I'm like, who the fuck is this with this deep, raspy voice? He said, what'd he say? Overdosing, West Coast in effect, straight gangster shit. So you know what's on deck, cold as it gets. But over there, he said, I forget what he was saying. But man, I was like, who is rapping like this with this like crazy tone, crazy flow, and like actual like rapping his ass off? And I know you fuck with him. That's like your close homie, man. So yeah, that's dope.
Bro. That's the homie right there, dog. We just trying to keep this lyricism alive, dog. Like, you know, it wasn't always good for us. You know what I'm saying? Me, Razzcast, Corrupt, Exhibit, you know, certain other underground artists. We had to really shape the mindset of hip hop that the West can have bars, because it was unacceptable at a time, dog, to have like syllable rhymes. You know what I mean? They just wanted slow gangster storytelling from the West Coast. That's all they wanted. So all the homies that was around spitting hard and aggressive ass raps was getting pushed to the side. You know what I mean? And they were only letting in the dudes with the slow flow, talking about the street shit that, you know, in a more of a simple way. You know what I mean? Some shit is simple by design and it's very dope. And some shit is just that's all they got. They can't go no harder. But there was a time when we had to really fight to get people to respect, you know, hardcore lyricism on the West Coast, dog. It was a time, man. I would go to the East and they'd be like, dog, you don't sound like you from the West Coast. And I'm like, listen, trust me, there's plenty of motherfuckers that know how to rap over there. The labels ain't letting them in the door. You know what I'm saying? And that's back when we had all them gatekeepers. But now we got the internet, baby. So all you young rappers, put your lip up. You feel me? Get in the game. Oh, yeah. Don't let nobody stop you. Real talk.
Yo, when did Stay Out of a? I just had a really great question to ask, and I completely forgot it because I was too lost in the conversation. But the song Stay Out of LA. When did that come out? Was that super old?
Hell yeah. Dee 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 da dee 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 da dee day. All you sucker MCs better stay up out LA. All that shit. Yeah, that shit was old, dude. That was like the first thing I landed on professionally as a teenager, dog. That was like 96 or some shit.
Wow.
That shit was so old. Snoop was on the hook, doing the hook, and Suge yanked him off, was like, nah, you can't be on that shit, you know, and pull out some paperwork and all kind of shit. So we had all thought we made it. We was all teenagers. We did this fucking compilation called 19th Street Compilation. It's the first compilation that I was ever on that was, you know, in the stores. You could go buy the hard copy. And we all thought we made it and shit because Snoop was on like 9 fucking songs with us. And Snoop was just Doggy style Snoop. I'm talking doggy style Snoop. You know what I mean? Chronic Snoop.
Yeah.
And it was like, yo, we made it. You know what I mean? When this shit drop, it's going platinum. We getting out the hood. We celebrating too early. You feel me? And Suge came in and was like, hey, this is my artist. If you guys aren't giving me half the publishing on this shit, I'm gonna have to serve some paperwork. Nobody getting no Snoop can't be on this shit. So he had to get removed off the project. And we just like with the fucking doing popped our balloon right in our fucking face, you know what I'm saying? And but nah, that song went hard though. West Side till I D-side, young crooked D-side. Remember that shit?
Bro, I actually think that's one of your best. Okay, you know how I said Daz just glides on the beat? That's what you did. I was like, and like melodically, almost like bone, like the murderer number one's back. You're like, I was like, woo, who is this guy? That was the first verse I ever heard, man.
Man, and see, listen, that's why I be on. There's gonna be the first. Right now, you're exposing me to people who follow you, and they're gonna say, "Well, why the fuck do Pat think so cold?" I'm about to go and listen, right? So I'm gonna gain a new fan today. That new fan is gonna hear something. The shit better be fire.
The murderer number one's back, hitting you like a bomb sack. Woo! My rifle power with enough power to hit the Eiffel Tower and devour your whole crew. He said, no. Cadillacs, Crocus spoke the. I was like, oh, man, you just glided on that beat. And then I'm like, man, no one's doing that. I would feel bad getting on that song. I'd be like, nah, what else you got?
Man, hey, dude, I appreciate it. You know, my homeboys was sitting in there like, my older homeboys, my OGs. They like, I don't know what you saying, cause you rap it kind of fast, but it kind of sound hard though. You know what I'm saying? And they be like, just go ahead and do it, you know, because people around, they was just used to that. I jumped out the 6'4", hands on my heater. Wooty woo woo woo. You know what I mean? That was just the flow, especially in Long Beach, because everybody was listening to Dog and, you know, Warren. So I got lucky. I got blessed. I was able to do what I do. And I was able to break through a little, you know, so I'm thankful.
You know, I think Bad Azz was a lyricist too, man. I used to show him off all the time. R.I.P.
R.I.P. Bad Azz, man. Jamar, man, that's crazy, dog. Bad Azz died in a jail cell, bro.
Nah, that's cold, bro.
Got on a bullshit warrant, was about to get out the next day, and fucking. They gave him some bad fucking medicine or some shit. Like, it's some real foul shit happened to my homie Bad, man. And, you know, he got immortalized, man, on Tupac's album. You know what I mean? Machiavelli. I got my homie Bad Azz in here. Time goes by, puffing on lie, hoping that it gets me high. Goddamn, oh, crazy. Hey, man. So I'm happy about that, man. I'm really happy about that. But we miss you, Bad Azz. You know, that's the homie, man. He was on that shit. He was on that same compilation that we talking about right now. You know what I mean? The Low Life Gangsters. It's real true.
That breaks my heart to hear that he was supposed to get out the next day, bro. I didn't know that at all, man. I didn't know that. That's crazy. But yeah, no, all right. Rest in peace, man. Bad Azz, man. What a fucking legend.
And Bad. For my man Bad, man. Great guy, man. You know, we got to keep it moving, keep hip-hop moving. You know what I'm saying? Hey, who that? That's 3? I see 3 up in here. What's happening, 3?
What's happening, everybody, man? Hey, all kinds of people were up in here, man. No, listen, man. I could go on for days of a West Coast shit. Like, here, let's chuck another one out there. I don't know how much time you got. But, you know, Scarface versus Spice One.
Bar for bar? Woo. That's deep, dog. Spice got the rapid flow and the aggression, so it's going to feel like he's winning. You know? But Scarface got the deep, heavy, like his word weight. You know what I mean? There's weight under those words. So that's a real tough matchup. Song for song, I'm gonna give it to Face, but I think Spice wanna go crazy on Face in the cipher, dog. I a lot of people don't know Spice One really influenced a lot of West Coast rappers. They don't really talk about Spice like that. But I could hear, when I first heard Tupac, I heard some Spice in there. You know what I mean?
100%.
You know what I mean? So
100%.
yeah, Spice don't get his flowers. That's a good matchup. The hip hop community will say Scarface because he's one of the GOATs. But that don't matter in the battle arena. I'm talking to the person who could, y'all could, right now, I could put a GOAT right in front of you right now, and you might make GOAT stew. You feel me? So that's a whole different thing, man.
You know what I should have said? I should have said Ghostface versus Spice One, because they both got that attitude. Hey, they both got that attitude.
They both got that attitude. They both got that. That'd be good, man. That would have been great. Like, I wish the rest of the hip hop world was as knowledgeable about the West Coast as you are.
Well, yeah, I wish too.
I wish that, because some of our Twitter conversations about hip hop, they suffer because people don't know about West Coast hip hop.
Bro, the other day,
because people might not know about Southern hip hop. They might not know about, I mean, you know, up there in Canada, you know what I mean? You know, they might not know Cardinal Official and even all the way to fucking Choc Clair or whoever. You know what I'm saying? Like, if they don't know about certain regions, the conversation kind of suffers because, you know, we can't really do good matchups. We got to match up who they know. We got to deal with their realm of knowledge. We don't get to really, you know, and I think that's what Punch, I saw Punch from TDE, the president of TDE Punch. I seen him tweeting something about he's starting to feel like the West, you know, something to the effect that the West was not appreciated right now. And I think, you know, one thing that the versus battles have showed us on IG is our legends don't get enough shine. Our people who put in just as much work as other legends do not get enough. We don't, and I say it's our fault. We don't have the platforms. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a lot of dudes over here that's happy being employees. I built Crook's Corner because, you know, I wanted to build something that I could own. Therefore, nobody could water it down. Nobody could, you know, compromise it. It could be, you know, keep its integrity. And I built it for, you know, the West Coast too, because some of these West Coast cats need exposure and we don't have platforms. And we got a lot of employees over here. What I mean by that is dudes rather go work for the radio station, you know what I mean, punch a clock, interview whoever's hot, you know what I mean, and then say, hey, I'm contributing to the culture. You know what I'm saying? And that's what they're doing over here on the West. They don't got their own shows like Crook's Corner. When I go to concerts out here, I'm the only rap media, so-called rap media guy in the backstage. I'm the only one back there. You feel me? When I'm in New York, if I'm at any venue, it's crawling back there with podcasts, people, vloggers, radio personality. It's crawling. I went to like 3 major fucking concerts out here on the West. I was the only dude back there. Now, to me, that's cool. I can get all the footage. I can get all the conversation. I can get all the interviews. I got this whole playground to myself. That's cool. But it makes the coast suffer in the big picture. The big picture we suffering, dog, because people don't know Rick Rock got bangers. Like, I'll be like, yeah, we could put Rick Rock against Havoc. Motherfuckers would be like, what? You can't put no Rick Rock against Havoc. Well, Rick Rock did I Can't Deny It for Fabulous. Rick Rock did Change the Game on the Dynasty album. Rick Rock did Baby Won't You Give It to Me with Busta Rhymes and Mariah Carey. Rick Rock did Yay Area, We Beat Tequila, We Beat to Lie. You know, he got so much shit, but people don't know.
Bro, it bothers me, and you're totally right. And you're saying about the IG shit back and forth. Yo, I put on Twitter the other day, it was probably like 3 days ago, 5 days ago, maybe. And I was pissed off. I didn't get one response. I said, yo, all these producer battles, I want to see DJ Quick versus Battle Cat. And I didn't get one response. I'm like,
that's what I'm saying, bro. But that's our fault. That's us over here on the West. We got to take full responsibility for that. Full fucking responsibility. But I'm trying to change that shit. I got a show called Bending Corners that I had to put on pause because of the pandemic. But I was going up to people's concerts, studio sessions, houses, and interviewing them. And I got one episode up right now where I interviewed DJ Quick, Corrupt, Daz. You know what I'm saying? Novo and shit.
Yeah.
I'm saying, so I'm trying to get off my ass and do something about it. I believe in taking action. I don't like to just complain about shit. I like to get active. You know what I'm saying? So I got that cracking, but we need more, dog. I mean, I can only do so much. You feel me? We need more. So people will know next time you put DJ Quick and Battle Cat, they like, oh shit, that's gonna be lit. I need that because my people over here put in a whole lot of work. We need that. You feel me? But in the meanwhile, you know, we just gonna do what we do. You gonna post that tweet, and we gonna talk about it here, and we gonna spread awareness.
Man, like DJ Quick's my favorite producer of all time, but like Battle Cat, like Dollars, Drake, and Dank, like everything that he has, like people ain't trying to hear that. Crooked, this is how much of a West Coast fan I am. The other a week ago, I had a West Coast East Coast classic battle on here with my homie Quake Matthews, he's a rapper too, and I won. You would have thought that he, because I was bang, 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 just killing him. And in the end, everyone voted me. I'm like, that says so much because I smoked him. But I was like, it actually was 10-8, I guess. But they voted, you know what I mean? But I was hitting him with back-to-back-to-back classics and bangers. And you know what he said? He called me. He goes, I don't think you could beat the West Coast. Because from an East Coast point of view, a lot of it is like a nostalgic feeling, but like, you know, a deep song or something that was like, you know, meant something to you in an emotional way or some type, you know, for the most part, kind of. Whereas West Coast is just like boom, boom, boom. Like, how could you even, like, when there's an audience, you already overpower energy wise, you already win. Plus, I was playing like Dear Mama and shit that you can't even beat. How could you beat Dear Mama? I played No Vaseline. You can't even beat No Vaseline.
You can't beat. Hey yo, Dear Mama, dog. See, this is what people need to understand. Dear Mama, Tupac did something that was so innovative. In 2 bars, he said, "Even though you were a crack fiend, mama, you always was a black queen, mama." Now, why is that innovation? Because, dude, rap never spoke about their parents doing drugs in rap. That was something that you swept under the rug. This is pre-Eminem. This is before M started talking about, you know, his mom getting his mom's pills and all that. This is before all that. Rappers used to bury that shit under the fucking rug because nobody would think you were cool if your mom's was a crackhead. That was so taboo. You never mentioned that. He opened up like an open book, put that fucking verse down on that Dear Mama, and made it okay to tell the truth about what the fuck is going on in your life, even the bad parts, bro. Fucking legend. Facts.
How can you, even Quake, when I played it for Quake, he goes, I don't have anything that could beat that. He said that. He said it live. He goes, how can you beat Dear Mama? How? How can you beat Dear Mama with what? You can't. And we also said, it's funny that Dear Mama hasn't been remade in 20 years, like, or, you know, since 96, like, what the 24 years? Like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? Like, no, who has made a Dear Mama since?
Yeah, that's real. You know what I mean? That type of shit. So, you know, I really find myself defending Tupac on Twitter because a lot of people, you know, they feel like if you don't got a whole bunch of punchlines, you're not a great lyricist. There's a whole group of people who feel like that. I just like to educate them on Pac, man. I like to educate them, you know what I mean? And yo, dog, some shit is heavier than a punchline. Some shit hits heavier than a metaphor, than a clever, witty, you know, cleverness, wit. That's all dope with that. But when you're able to pull emotions out of a motherfucker, that's some different shit. You know what I'm saying? That's some shit. You gotta score points for that. Like on that fucking card, that grade card that we got, when we listening to rappers rap, you gotta give points for people who know how to pull certain emotions out of you. You know what I mean? Because that's not easy. I've heard people tell their most fucked up story in a rap, and I did not feel one fucking word because of the way that they printed it. They told the most fucked up rap story I ever, and I didn't even feel it because they didn't make me feel it with their choice of words, choice of voice inflections, choice of, you know, cadence. They didn't make me feel it. Pac was a master at that shit. You know what I'm saying? So they got to give him his props on that, man. I mean, I can go all day. Y'all see the room, man. I'm in here with all the goats, man. You know, I'm in here with all the motherfucking goats, man. You know,
Yo, shout out, you know,
a big NWA picture coming. I got Rakim behind me. You know, I got a big NWA picture coming on the other side. It's kind of junky to show the other side, but I got M, you know, Snoop, you know what I mean, Cube, you know what I mean? It's all good, man. This is what we do. We love this shit. You know what I mean? What's up, Ashley?
My bro, Prince Fuse, he's an amazing artist. He did that Tupac one right behind me, man. Shout out Prince Fuse, man. He's
matter of fact, that right there is the same, inspired by the same picture that they used to the End of Time album.
That's right.
Yeah. That Interscope. If it's anybody on here from Interscope, I want my money for them 2 joints I co-produced. I keep saying, I know Jason Marcus probably like tired of hearing me, but I did 2 joints on there, man, and I want my bread off of that shit.
Straight up. No, hey, straight up. I seen DJ Quick burn a check the other day from Death Row. I respected it. See that video?
Dog, no, you know what? I got an opportunity when after Pac passed to go in the lab. They had his fucking they had his vocals on 2-inch tape that we used to use and shit. And they had a security guard, an armed guard, guarding this man's acapellas.
Wow.
Best. He got the yapper on he got the thing inside. You go inside there, you know, you can't, he's making sure nobody's coming out with them fucking vocals. You know what I mean? So what they would do is play the acapellas on the loudspeakers of Tupac, and you would say, okay, I want to tackle that one. Okay, I like what he's talking about on this one. I want to tackle that one to remix, because that album is full of remixes. You know what I'm saying? So you would hear the acapella Tupac voices, Tupac vocals, and then you would pick, and then you would get a chance to remix your shit. And the shit was so surreal because Pac was, you know, he was only gone for a couple years, but he still had that impact on people that's like, damn. And to hear his voice in that room with those loudspeakers, and remember, it's like different. He's not rapping yet. He's talking to the engineer like, hey, turn me up a little bit. Hey, yo, psych, hand me a cigarette. Yo, he's saying all these things like he's right in the fucking room with you. And the shit was just surreal. Like, damn, I felt like he was alive just sitting in there. You know what I mean? Talking to everybody. And then we got a chance to remix a couple of the joints, me and my production team. And it was just, I just never know how blessed I am, bro. Like, when I see all the things that I was able to do and the opportunities I got, how many motherfuckers can say they remixed Tupac records? I mean, I actually met Pac. I had dinner at a Feeney's house, you know what I'm saying? But I'm saying, how many people can say these type of things? You know what I mean? Like, I'm really blessed, bro. And I got to be thankful, and I got to put that out there, you know what I mean, and acknowledge it. But yeah, Tupac forever. The GOAT. Straight like that.
You can't beat it. You can't match it. It'll never be matched. It's not a punchline. It's not a rhyme. It's not a flow. It's not a cadence. It's an energy. It's a passion that can't be taught. You can't pay for that. You can't. It's just something that, like, you got it. It's not on you. It's in you. You know, it was in him. He was just one of them guys, man. It's just like, you know, I couldn't even listen to Dear Mama. I couldn't listen to Dear Mama. You know, my mom just passed like 6 months ago. I listened to Dear Mama. I'm crying first 8 bars, bro.
My condolences, brother.
Thank you, bro.
That's really, that's one of them ones right there. That's the one. Shit. You know, my father passed last month. You know what I'm saying? And we had a
my condolences, bro.
Rocky relationship that I wanted to to make better. You know what I mean? I wanted to make our relationship better. And you know, I got a chance to get almost there. I got a chance to say some things to him and have a conversation and say things I wanted to say, but I didn't get to do it all the way. And he passed away, and it's like I realized that time is our most precious, valuable, you know, commodity. We hear that all the time. Listen, dog, I got gray in my shit now. You know what I mean? And I realized that these cliches motherfuckers used to tell us growing up is some real shit. When they say patience is a virtue, when they say timing is everything, when they say, you know, the most precious thing you have in life is your time, that all that shit is real as fuck, because I wasted a lot of fucking time not talking to my father, and now he's 6 feet under. You feel me? So if anybody out there, you got, you know, a loved one, y'all might not be seeing eye to eye, reach out to him, you know, especially with this pandemic bullshit going on. Go ahead and reach out to him, man. You know, have a conversation, make a new memory. You feel me? Make a new memory, man. But yeah, that's some rough shit, man. So maybe I'll make Dear Papa. Dear Papa.
Yo, you know, you know what's crazy, bro? You might have right now, like, you might change a lot of people's lives right now just by saying what you just said, man. 10 people, 20 people, 30 people, 40 people might say, man, I haven't been seeing eye to eye with my pops, man, but I haven't talked to him. Crooked Eye's my idol. I'm gonna reach out to him. You know what I did before when I got the word that my mom had cancer? It was right after my battle, and I started. She only had like 2 months, you know, a little bit left, and so I spent every day with her. I got a lot of footage, really great pictures. I got her to say certain quotes, inspirational things, and I put it on my Instagram. Now, I knew that would make me a target in battle rap. Everyone's like, I would never do that. People are going to talk about it. But I'm like, no, I'm going to inspire so many people, because my whole message was, please spend every minute or say all you can or whatever. If you don't like your mom, you haven't talked, no matter what she did, just reach out right now for me if you're a fan of me, and just say I love you, because I promise no matter what she did, she loves you. That's your mother. Your mother, bro. You're like,
yeah.
And so many people hit me up and they're like, man, you wouldn't believe the stories. They're like, yo, my mom left me for whatever. I haven't talked to her in 10 years. She did this to me for drug money. Anyways, I reached out to her because of you. Now we're best friends. And it's like, man, that's such a beautiful thing. So I hope you guys reach out to your fathers out there that might not be in contact, because me and Crooked, we really mean it, man. And there's a pain that is not going to go away, and something that we can't get back. But if we can inspire you, that'll make us both feel better. I think I could speak for you there, Crook.
Yeah, 100%. That's what we're here to do. That's what we're here to do. That's how we supposed to communicate with each other. Everything that you just fucking, what needs to be said. If nothing else was said during this whole shit. That's how real it is. That's how we supposed to get down with each other as fucking human beings. Period. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, let's let you. Sometimes you got to bring out those skeletons, like when Pac said about, you know, his mom smoking crack. Sometimes you got to bring that out so somebody can say, you know what, my mom is a drug addict too, man. You know, and I was ashamed to talk about it. And you know, he inspired a lot of shit with that. Like every time we give the world a piece of self, we never know who we inspire. So I agree with you, dog. 100. Definitely agree. 100.
Listen, man, I feel like I don't want to take too much of your time. I just want to say I appreciate you coming on, man. You're killing it right now. I love that you're doing the interviews and stuff like that. I'm watching closely. You know, I'm going to learn from you. And thank you so much, man. It means a lot. This conversation was like very, very, very important to me. Very great. I'm sure everyone else can relate as well.
I had a ball, man. And thanks for inviting me. Yo, I want to say, anybody out there struggling with alcohol addiction, drug addiction, or you in recovery mode, tomorrow I will be back on my live doing Sober House Saturdays, 2 p.m. Cali time. We're going to have a virtual meeting. We could talk about it, share stories, you know what I mean? And just, you know, stay sober, man. And for us going through the whole, you know what I mean, sobriety thing, come holler at me tomorrow at 2 Cali time. You know what I mean? And we gonna sit together because you know right now it's a lot of social distancing. Some people can't go to Alcoholics Anonymous right now. You know, they gotta go to meetings on Zoom and all this other stuff. So come fuck with me, you know what I mean? Let's talk about it. All right?
That's big, man. That's big. Dope, man. Thank you for that, man. Listen, you're the man, Crook. I appreciate you very much, man. I'm gonna click X on yours first because if I don't, it'll cancel the whole shit. But have a great night, man.
All right, so everybody be healthy.
All right, bro. What a great guy, man. I think you guys know, you know, I attended AA myself. Maybe I'll attend Crook's thing tomorrow, man. 2 o'clock his time will be 10 my time. But if I'm up, if the kids ain't on me, either way, man, that's a really dope thing he's doing, man. I got a buzz on. I'm finna log off, man. Peace. Much love.